But let's speak about diss tracks. Now, we already said if someone ghost wrote a diss track for you, it's disqualified if the other man wrote his shit. That's bottom line. But what's the greatest diss track in history to y'all?
I don't have no greatest, man. Because it depends how I'm feeling. Because you'll go from people that you can go all the way back to No Vaseline. You can go all the way back to Hit 'Em Up. You can go all the way back to Ether. See, I was a lot of them other ones before me. Hit 'Em Up, I liked it there. I liked the energy. I liked it that shit. So that was a good one to me. But Cube went crazy too. But I know Nas went crazy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them diss tracks, and I was around more so for the Nas era of the beef versus just a lot of the other shit. That's like later down the line. I can't really say just one. Maybe in different eras if we go from that. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Yeah, like when Cube had his beef, he beat that. Who won those battles? I could say like that. Not just the greatest diss track.
Yeah, I could say like the same thing. Like I don't really have one. I think I fuck with Pac though a lot.
Hit 'Em Up?
Yeah, just because I think too, like what makes me fuck with it is obviously how the energy how he had, and then what was at stake at the moment. Like I think too that made it more like, damn, he really just went in there and said that, knowing that maybe, you know, for at least from our view, like niggas could get touched. So it was like, okay, you really saying some shit. So to me, that's like probably the most legendary one.
I think every beef could have got touched up because you was dealing with street niggas when it came to NWA. You was dealing with street niggas when it came to Jay and Nas, and Pac was just on some more wild shit. That's all that was.
You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife and really fucked his wife.
Yeah, that shit.
So Hit 'Em Up changed the game with the diss records. Nobody heard no disrespect on that level for a nigga to say I fucked your wife, and we know this man really fucked his wife and went and said it on the record. So Pac, he really introduced the disrespect on that level. Now, as far as greatest diss records, man, this might got to go to Ether, bro. Because Ether is now literally the word for diss records. If you got killed on a diss track, we don't say you got hit 'em up. We don't say you got takeovered. We don't say you got built and destroyed. We say you got Ether. The same way if you out on the football field and a nigga catch a catch over you, you got mossed. Like, it's just a thing. It's like a verb word now. Like, it went from, ether is a real thing, but now it's like a damn near an action word. Like, nigga, you got ether. So how can that not be the greatest diss record? And Nas had all odds against him. Niggas was counting him out after Jay dropped that. Because Jay fucked his baby mama, said, I left condoms on your baby seat. Niggas like, damn, there's no coming back from that. And he came out with Ether, and it was game over. But this is an underrated diss track. Niggas gonna kill me for this one. Lil B, T-shirts and buttons. Nigga. Bro, I swear to God on my kids, bro. And Lil B was like a spoof rapper to me.
Pretty much from the pack.
He was like a spoof rapper to me. But when that nigga dropped T-shirt and buttons, mind you, this the backstory. Joe Budden's one of the greatest MCs ever, especially when it come to beef. He another nigga I felt like never lost in a battle except for the Lil B. And he admitted, like, this the only battle I ever lost. I didn't want no smoke with bro. He tweeted something on Twitter, Joe Budden. He tweeted something on Twitter, like a Lil B diss. He said it wasn't a Lil B diss, but we all know it was. 15 minutes flat. Lil B retweet the song T-shirt and buttons. This is the quickest reply for a diss track ever. The nigga made it in 15 minutes. So imagine you scrolling your timeline. This nigga said, what? Straight to the studio. 15 minutes.
He had to be right there, yeah.
Mixed mastered, retweeted back and bodied the nigga. I'm talking line for line. If you a Joe Budden fan, every line Lil B said in that song was facts. That shit hit hard. Go listen to that song. Shout out to Bass God. It's called T-shirt and buttons. It's like 13 years old. But go listen to that shit. The beat hard as a motherfucker too. Shout out Lil B. He went crazy on Joey.
Nah, shout out to Bass God. He used to have hoes writing on their feet and shit for him too. And all type of shit on Twitter. He used to have Twitter going crazy.
He was ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was ahead of his time.
He was ahead of his time because a lot of the shit he was doing then, niggas getting famous for doing now. We was calling him a weirdo back then for doing it.
Exactly.
He kind of birthed a lot of these new little niggas.
I mean, not everybody say that. Not everybody say that, but that's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah, birthed that weird shit.
Yeah.
Facts.
Like the internet, you know, type shit like that, yeah.